Alright, if you're like any other chap on the internet, and you spend countless of hours wasted away browsing Reddit, Instagram, YouTube, whatever, by now I'm sure you've come across the content creator MrBeast. If you haven't, check him out. He makes some funny videos, very entertaining stuff. But yesterday, being the 30th of July, he posted a update on Twitter that he was going to be releasing a riddle, and the winner gets $100,000. Um,
Hardest
and here
riddle,
it
and
is
if
right
you
here.
solve it first, you get $100,000 stack of cash. No joke.
Basically, yeah, he spent a few months with his team making the hardest riddle, and the first person to solve it gets $100,000. By now, the riddle has been solved. The winner has not yet been confirmed, but um, it has. MrBeast has tweeted that someone has indeed solved it, and they're just checking information. But yeah, in this video, if you like a challenge and you want to walk through it, you want to try to solve the video yourself. You just need to watch this first video and go from there. This video will have spoilers because I'll be going through the solutions step by step on how to do each puzzle, each test, and so if you're not looking for that and you want to try to do it by yourself, go ahead, pause this video, come back to it once you're done. But if you're stuck on any step, keep watching and I'll walk you through everything you need. So for the most part, it's pretty straightforward. You're looking for six letter codes that you'll submit in the final stage, and that will confirm your entry or confirm that you finished the puzzle. So this first video has the first clue is the code Z, and this is important because this is universal. Everyone has this code for their first letter. But later on in the steps, once you register your email, the codes you get for each step will be specific to yourself, so you can't. There's no cheating or whatever. There's no the codes are just unique. So after Z, the true first step begins somewhere around towards the end when he links the first clue, or the first official step, which is just another YouTube video to watch. So you just head to the description. You can open that up,
Welcome to step one of
and this is step one of 26 technically.
26 for the world's hardest riddle.
This is pretty straightforward. There's nothing
Do that.
here. The only thing you need to
You're
know
not.
is in the description, there are these 10 URLs. Only one of them works. The other 9 don't work. So you just need to go through and find which one works. Let's see if this one is.
Congrats.
Oh yeah, that was like the fifth, sixth one. You just click on it and you go to the next step.
Found the one.
This one's the same thing as the previous step, but instead the
Right now.
instead the video URLs are in the actual video, so you can't just click on them in the description. You have to actually type it in. And I believe the correct one that works is this J1 J10 FKE81. If you click on that,
Welcome to step 3.
it takes you to the third step. I mean, so far it's pretty straightforward, pretty easy. You can get through these steps in a few seconds if you really want to. Altogether, the riddle takes about 30 minutes or so if you know what you're doing and you are going at it. If you have no idea what you're doing, you can spend a lot of time on it. But yeah, so here's the third step, and it's just MrBeast eating cereal. But the important part that you need to know is that towards the end of it, he mentions
Then you'll see a URL.
URL that appears in the bottom left corner, paper, scissors made of rock, and you just go to that. And it's yet another YouTube video, but this is the second code that is universal to everybody. It's Q. And this one, it may seem like there are a lot of clues with this cone, the mouth, this poster. But the most important thing you need to know about this one is that none of that matters, and the only thing that matters is the Morse code. If you watch the video, Morse code plays throughout it, and it spells out another URL. Basically, the entire riddle is just hunting through URLs, and the URL is saveourbowls.com. is what it
If you
spells
made
out
it
in
this
Morse
far, that
code.
means you're serious. And step 5 is actually going to be really easy. I just want to give you some information for step 6, which is
And
after
yeah, this is
When
step
you
5
click the
once you
link
enter
in the
that.
description, you're going to get this website right here.
Step 5 is basically officially registering. If you go to mrriddle.com/register, it takes you to this page, and you're just registering your email so that your progress can be tracked, and there are barriers that are specific to your email, so you can't just get to the final step without completing the thresholds before that. So if you're stuck on this, if you get to this page, you have to click in the blank space, and yeah, you just enter your information. All right, so once you register, you'll be taken to this phone app, and it plays a YouTube video saying that this phone is the only phone that you're going to use. You don't need your own phone,
Anything else will not work.
and that you shouldn't call or text any other phone numbers with your real phone. It gives you your third key, which starts to become account specific to your email. So when you just open your phone, you'll see you have 3 apps with the code again given here, and you have a new voicemail. You can go ahead, you can listen to the voicemail, and
Welcome to
it's
step
Mr.
8.
Beast.
What can you put 100 million of in your friend's backyard? Also, Yoda is very cute.
So yeah, the clue, what can you put 100 million of in your backyard, and Yoda is very cute. MrBeast uploaded a video a while back putting 100 million or Orbeez in his friend's backyard. And if you remember from the very first video, there was a scene where he took Orbeez and threw them on Baby Yoda,
Keep that in mind. I don't know why that.
which is the clue for this step. If you take a look at that, then you'll see in the bottom right corner of that picture is an Instagram, which signals that you need to head over to Instagram. And so if you just open the Instagram app on your phone, it takes you to MrBeast's Instagram. And the clue you're looking for is still related to Baby Yoda and Orbeez. And so instead of looking through all his posts, you can the answer is just looking at the people he follows. And if you do that, you'll see recently in the top the first or one of the top few, there is a Baby Yoda Riddles account. If you click on that, that's the official one that you need to. That's the official account you need to go to. There are a ton of fake ones that people made, but this is the correct one because it's followed by MrBeast. So if you take the next clue, which is this QR code website, and if you go there, you'll arrive on the screen where it's just auto-generating a bunch of QR codes. This step is one of the most vigorous and time-consuming. A lot of people quit at this step just because of the amount of time it took. The goal is basically you're trying to find the one QR code that takes you to the next step, and it's randomly generated, unique for everyone. It could be the first one, it could be the 400th one. And so this step is really where people with computer science knowledge and programming knowledge came through and were able to pull out much farther ahead than everyone else. So what I did was me and my friend who I was solving this with, we just made a Google Doc to share with a bunch of people that basically walks you through step by step. You can look at this along with the video. The link is in the description as well to this document. But all you want to do, right now we are on the QR code step, which is step 3 in this document. Instead of going through line by line, you can actually just take this code, which cycles through and checks each and every QR code. If you copy this small code, and you go to your QR page, you hit right click, you click inspect, switch over to console, and you just paste that in there, and you just let it run. You can see that it starts walking through every single QR code, starting 0, 1, 2, and it'll say failed. Eventually, you'll come to one that says success, and that could take, again, as I said, it could be the 5th one, it could be the 400th one, and it's completely random. So without doing this, you're wasting so much time, and I think this is where people started to get angry with with Discord groups, with Reddit groups, because Mr. Beast really intended it to, or it was stated in the terms of service that you agreed to, that this could go as long as it could go into September of continuing the riddle, and that's because steps like this, where you have to cycle through and just long and tiring, basically redundant work, could potentially take a very long time. But instead, you can enter the code that is in the Google Docs, that is in the shared document that again is linked in the description. You can enter that into the console and just let it run to get your unique QR code. All right, so if you can see, after the 397th QR code, you see a message saying success, and it gives a unique URL. That's what you're looking for. You can just open that link up, and it will take you back to your phone to another YouTube video just saying this is the 10th step.
Congratulations, you made it to step 10. Here's a cookie.
And that's all there is. Just gives you a cookie. You can check back your home screen, but again, there's nothing here yet. And so from this one, if you go back to the first step, or the very first video, you can see that in it you see Chandler eating a cookie with the Twitter logo on his head. So that kind of gives you an idea that this should be the answer should be on Twitter somewhere. So yeah, you go back to your phone and you can just open the Twitter app. So for here, you can see that it's pretty clear that this is the clue, as it says follow me for a cookie, and you don't need to follow him. The only important thing is that, I mean, while if you were trying to actually win the money when this was when no one won yet, you would have to be subscribed to MrBeast. From here, then you have to, again, it's the same as Instagram. You have to look at the people he's following, and one of the accounts he's following is Mr. Cookie. And alright, so yeah, once you find the follower, it's Mr. Cookie. Mr. Cookie is here. It's the right one because it's following MrBeast. And it gives you a link to this ilikelotsofwords.com. If you try to click on that link, it then takes you back to your phone, but this time when you open it, you'll have a new text message, and it's from MrBeast himself. But so yeah, MrBeast texts you saying count the 6969th word entry in the dictionary, and you'll think, I don't know why I don't have a dictionary with me, but go back to your home page, a dictionary app is added. Now you could cycle through each and every word, clicking and trying to navigate there and keeping track, but because it's already been beaten, it was found out that the corresponding word is just cub, C-U-B. Just text that to MrBeast. He will respond with your 4th unique key, and then along with that is this entire text from the Jungle Book. And a lot of people also got stuck here when it was live. This caused a lot of confusion because people didn't want to read this, but embedded in there is actually the next clue. If you hit Control F and you just search the text for call, one of these randomly in a sentence, it'll say call me with a bunch of numbers. Right here. Yeah. Call me 6936197831. And yeah, take that, you go back to your home, open the phone menu, and you call that number. 6936197831. Call that.
Well.
It's MrBeast.
You are doing good. Keep up the good work. Who do you think is cooler? Chris or me?
And so that's the next clue right there. With what he says, well. That part alone, the well, doesn't sound natural, and that's because that corresponds to a website. Remember, the key of this is you're navigating through URL links. So, and the key of this, yeah, you're navigating through URL links. So if you take that, you take the well, and you can, if you just keep saying that over in your head, you'll realize that it's corresponding to www. If you take that well, you realize it's just corresponding to www. And with that, then you can piece together that the rest of the URL is the first letter of everything he says. If you enter that, it takes it to mrriddle.com/apex, which is your next clue. It's a picture of a guy plus, and I think that's MrBeast's brother, plus Carl equals apex. So the important thing about this one is that the next two clues involve his brother, Carl. Then, so the important thing about this one is that it eventually involves Carl and Apex. But before that, there's the whole equals Instagram thing. And the Instagram account you're looking for, if you head back over to Instagram through the app on your phone, is Mr. Spaghetti. Mr. Bro Spaghetti. That's the page you're looking for. Again, it's the right one because it has all of these Apex posts. If you just click on one of them and you go to scroll through all the pictures, it shows you this wraithhasnothingtosay.com URL. So again, keeping that in mind, if you, instead of doing Apex at the end of the URL, if you just type in Wraith has nothing to say, then backslash again, it takes you, Wraith has much to say.com. Takes you to this Apex screen, which we'll read through this text. I believe from Apex. I've never played the game, so I'm not sure. But if you let it play out, let it type itself, it'll then just read it in a voice, and you have to fill in this blank word, and the word is experiments.
They use these charge towers to power the island.
Type that in, you just hit it, then you hit submit. It accepts it and takes you to this page, does Chris. And in one of his videos, the meme, the joke was Chris loves moisturizer, so the answer is, does Chris moisturize? If I could spell. Hit enter, it shows you the clip of him moisturizing. And then doing that takes you back to the phone. You open it again, and now you have another new message. It's from MrBeast again, and this one is a code free store. And it's just a picture of Chandler with the words free store. Now this was probably one of the most confusing steps that people were stuck on. And so if you head over, if you look at the Google Doc, that's again linked in the description. The next thing you want to do is call this number right here, 2739. I forget how people got it, but yeah, it was linked. It was connected to the picture of Free Store. Oh wait, I forget how people got the number, but yeah, sorry if I can't connect the riddle perfectly, but we'll press on. Just call this number. should take you to an Apex voicemail. Yeah.
Press
You can
1
listen to this,
continue.
but all that matters
Press
is that you
2
hit the
to
dial
hang
key
up.
and you just press 2
Goodbye.
to get a new contact, which is MrBeast. And then you can hang up. If you hang up, then the next thing you want to do is you want to call again, but call the exact same number again, but this time add these last few digits, which are free store, and that's the code, or it's the numerical code from free store that MrBeast texted us. So if you type in 3727395346, you just can listen to this again. But yeah, you just need to go to the number pad and just type in
Press
free
1
store.
to continue.
So
Press 2 to hang up.
REESTORE.
The Merry Wives
And
of Windsor
doing that gives you William
by
Shakespeare.
William
Why not?
Shakespeare. Act 1, Scene 1.
So whenever
Enter
you're
Justice
stuck like
Shallow,
whenever you get a
Slender,
random
and
dead end
Sir Hugh
where
Evans.
it seems like there's nowhere to go,
Sir Hugh,
the first thing to
persuade me
do
not.
is check the URLs. So if you go to MrRiddle.com/Shakespeare, then it takes you to your next clue, which gives you your 5th key. Again, these are unique keys, so you have to do all these steps individually. What your people do is the only clue on this page, and if you watch MrBeast's YouTube videos, he's always going about how people should subscribe to him. So most logical thing is all you have to do is find the phrase "subscribe to MrBeast" in in this word search puzzle. It's not connected. Subscribe is near the bottom middle, right here. So it would be subscribe. 2 is on the right side, and MrBeast is in the top left, going diagonal. Once you hit the last letter, it takes you to this next screen. With this YouTube link, you can open it, but it just takes you to this page. Instead, the important thing is are these numbers. The top number is another phone number, and the bottom number is a random six-digit code. Instead, you could call it, but it doesn't lead to anything. Instead, you have to compose a new text, and you have to text that code to the number. Text it. It's someone named Mr. Riddle, and he gives you the next link that you're looking for. And it takes you to the Season 5 Apex launch trailer with the code, this clue up top. If you go back to your phone, Mr. Riddle has a new message saying, "Do you have a code for me?" So you need to text him a code. And if you look at this clue up here, it gives you some sort of hint as to what you need to text him. And what it means is, this is saying turn closed captioning on, and then the number of letters that appear throughout the entire video in the closed captioning times 42069 gives you the correct code that you need to type. And that code is 374414. So if you head back to your phone, you can just text Mr. Riddle 37444141, and it gives you yet another URL link, which is Carl's favorite game, and takes you to MrRiddle.com/Carl. And this is just Flappy Birds. And so yeah, the goal here, you have to beat 100 basically. And so I'll go through as far as I can and see what I get to. So once you get this, it takes you to this code. It gives you these coordinates, and that leads you to the Grand Canyon. Not the actual Grand Canyon. This Grand Canyon refers to Carl Jacobs' Twitch, which is the person who, I mean, that's who that game was based off of. Go to Carl Jacobs' Twitch. His streams, his clips are about, say, the Grand Canyon. I mean, this one's not the Grand Canyon. That was after the riddle is done. The Grand Canyon. In that stream is a leaked link, which is this link. This is not much of a website. And this one, well, let's backtrack. If you can't beat Flappy Bird's just doing it yourself, in the Google Doc there is code that you can actually do. All you need to do is follow this link and follow this link to get the code, and then you just do the same thing as we did before for the QR codes. You just run it in the source code bin. If you're confused, yeah, head over to this link. If you head over to the Google Docs if you can't beat it on your own. But once you do, then you get to this next website, which the objective of this one is you need to press a button, hold it, and let go when it gets to 69. Alright, I got 68.960. You can keep trying if you want to, or again, if you head over to this Google Doc, it has some code that you can type in to bypass it. This URL listed doesn't actually work, so instead you have to scroll down to this code that's pasted, the button hack code, and you just copy all of that code, copy all of that, head back over to the button, refresh the page, right click on the screen, inspect it, same thing as we did with the QR code, and that you can do with the Flappy Birds. Just go to console, paste it in, and you just run it. Sometimes it won't give you anything, it just says, gives you this response code true, it just doesn't give you the correct output that you're looking for. I found that sometimes it does it, sometimes it gives you the right output, sometimes it doesn't. You just refresh it and you just try again. Then at some point it ends up working somehow. Sometimes if it's not working, or if any of the steps don't work, you might need to turn off your ad blocker. That has helped some people. It may not be the solution for you, but in this case that worked, because you can see it worked because in the code you see this message saying you did it, you're a 69 master. Yes, I am. Hold on while we get the next challenge ready for you. Nothing will happen on the screen, but just seeing this confirms that, like I said, it tricks the entire tracking algorithm into thinking that you got 69.000. After you get that, it takes you to another link. It takes you to basically the final link, which is mrriddle.com/1000. And in this page, it gives you your very last your key code, and it gives you a bunch of URLs. None of these are the one you're trying to look for. You're trying to look for a unique set of letters and numbers. To do that, if you hit Control F and you search for COMWWW, and you just scroll through, we'll just do a random section, trying to find something that fits. What you're looking for is a set of com.www that is actually separated by a random number or letter. So I'll look through it quickly to see if I can find one. Alright, I found one quickly right here. You can see it's com.www, but there's a Q in between the com and the wwws. So you have to start at the beginning and find every single one and piece them together in the order that they appear, and that's your new unique URL. If you don't want to do that, then again, there's an easy step around with code. If you go back to the Google document, scroll at the bottom to where it says website hack, if you just copy that code, head back to this page, You can refresh it if you want to, just make sure nothing's messed up. Again, you inspect it, go to console, you just paste that, and you hit enter. It gives you the exact QR code that you're looking for, because it just takes out all the miscellaneous URLs that aren't necessary, I guess you could say. This is your unique URL. If you just click on it and you go to it, it takes you to this final screen. You made it, and you have 6 spots to enter your code, the code that you've been tracking. Just enter every single letter. In this case, it's Z, Q, X, E, S, T. And if you submit that, then success. Did you win? Maybe. And then once you fill out all this information, it'll give you to the final screen. Once you do that, it'll say that's the end of the riddle, basically, and you've solved MrBeast's hardest riddle. Again, it's already been solved, so if you want to do this for fun, go ahead. It was a great time. I live streamed the entire event over at twitch.tv/Nibus. We had a great small community over there, walking each other through it, talking out the clues, solving it. We had one of my viewers got past the button on their before the code was leaked and was released on about their fourth or fifth try, which was extremely exciting to see someone make it so far. I don't think they ended up winning, but yeah, we had an amazing time. So if you're looking for more content, make sure you like, subscribe, and follow me on Twitch for future videos.